And they're away. Congress and Congress goes on the beat. Yolande.
Welcome viewers, welcome to our On The Beat TV, our Tuesday night special, the 19th of October. I'm Gavin Morris, and we've had another huge weekend of racing, 6 race meetings, 2 series heats at Blackall and at Innisfail, which were unbelievable to watch. Tonight we have a very special guest joining us, a trainer, jockey, very popular man, David Rewald, who will be looking forward to chatting with later in the show. But first of all, to review the heats and all the racing across the weekend, please welcome to the show Lee Haddad. Welcome, Lee, to the show.
Yeah, thanks, Gav. It was a great weekend's racing. We'll get stuck into it, eh?
Absolutely. Fantastic racing. Some outstanding rides. There's semi-finals, prelim and grand finals in all sports, and you can see in Country Queensland racing, we're starting to really warm up as well as we're getting closer and closer to December 5 for the final down in Brisbane. All the race clubs were really well organised across the weekend. Congratulations to the clubs, the committees, and congratulations as the feedback from across the state has been nothing short of outstanding. So well done to all involved. Lee, it's time to review some of our racing. The first meeting we're going to start with is Taroom, where the girls rode the card there, mate.
Yeah, mate, it's becoming a bit of a habit on the show, isn't it? We just keep saying, these girls, they're on fire. They're riding the card week in, week out at certain meetings now. So, yeah, it's great to see. Congratulations to them. Race 1 on the card, the IGA Taroom Maiden Plate went the way of Tezza for Douglas Talbot and Michelle Rogers. Race 2 on the card, the Countryside Electric's cutest benchmark 55 handicap over 1,000 went the way of Brutus for Patrick Sexton and Isabella Rab-Jones. Race 3 on the card was the Taroom Pharmacy Class B handicap 1,200. That went the way of Her Option for Cheryl Rogers and ridden by Cheryl Rogers. Congratulations on a training riding win there, Cheryl. Race 4 on the card, the Pips Family Trust Ratings Band 0 to 55 handicap over 1,400 went the way of My Certain for Bob Murray and Miss Leanne McCoy. Race 5 on the card, the Leichhardt Hotel Open handicap over 1,400 went the way of Layla's Lad for Bob Murray and Natalie Morton. And I think the training honours go to Bob Murray there for the day. Congratulations to all involved.
Thanks for that, Lee. Our next meeting was out Mount Isa, and once again, the ladies are cleaning up. We're Queen of Country Racing. Tanya Parry had a huge day.
Yeah, didn't she? She got the first 3 on the trot there. So, yeah, it's great to see. She does a lot of miles and, just you're going sensational, Tanya, and I hope it keeps Keith interested and keeps him in the saddle for next season. But we'll get stuck into it. The first race on the card was the benchmark 65 handicap over 1,450, and that went the way of Such a Drama Queen for Tanya Parry and Keith Ballard. Race 2 on the card, the benchmark 45 handicap over 900, went the way of Dimitri for Tanya Parry and Keith Ballard also. Race 3 on the card, the Class 3 handicap over 1,000, went the way of Static Lift for Tanya Parry. Unfortunately, Keith wasn't in the saddle this time, but the winning rider was Ray Hancock. Race 4 on the card, the Les Huddy Memorial Bracelet Open Plate over 1,100 went the way of Deadly Choices for Damien Finter and Dan Ballard. He's absolutely flying. He won with a leg in the air. So, yeah, it was great to see, guys, and can't wait to see him down in Brisbane. The last on the card, the Class B handicap 1,200, went the way of Charminia for George Tipping and Terry Treichel. Terry's made the trip across from Northern Territory to ride, so it was great to see him get a winner. And I believe this horse hasn't been in George's stable for too long, but won very convincingly. So I think there's a few more wins in store for him.
Fantastic. Yeah, absolutely. Terry made the trip over, and so did Casey Hunter. And Lee, you're a very astute eye. Picked out Casey travelling to Mount Isa in our Friday night edition of On The Beat TV. And Casey had 3 rides, and she managed to fill a hole in one of her rides late in the day at big odds. Our next meeting that we're going to be looking at was the Wondai Cup meeting. Lee, how did it all unfold?
Yeah, mate, they had great fields at Wondai. It was really good to see. And, old Willie Melvin, he doesn't often go to Wondai and not get a winner, and he struck in the first. The Samoy's Plumbing Supplies Class B handicap over 1465. It went the way of Reliable Lass for Billy Melvin and Shannon Stefan. Race 2 on the card, the Roy and Glenn's Redun's Wondai Cup Open Handicap over the 1465 went the way of Maratta for Barry Gill and Robbie Farr. Robbie, good to see you back in the winner's circle, mate. You missed out last week, but didn't think you'd be out sitting on the sidelines for too long. Race 3 on the card, the Monica Ryan Trophy Cutest Class 3 Plate over 1100 went the way of Biggity for Tom Maloney and Miss Isabella Tay. Race 4 on the card, the G. Crompton and Sons Maiden Plate over 850 went the way of Oakfield Kamachi for Kayleen Hamilton and Miss Anna Phillips. Dave actually touched on this horse. I think he put it in for third, but it upset him there. But yeah, he touched on this horse, having won trial from Gosford, and yeah, it's duly saluted. So congratulations, guys. Race 5 on the card, the Mergon Tyres and more Mergon Outdoor Equipment Class B Handicap over 850 went the way of Fel Vera for Tim Back and Miss Stephanie Lacey, and that rounded up a great day's racing at Wondai.
Congratulations for the connections of the Wondai Cup winners there, and those winnings in other races supporting the Cup itself. Innisfail also had their Cup day on the weekend. The weather was great. The racing was fierce. They also had the qualifier to the Country Cup Challenge and the Stampede, an absolute bumper day of racing in Innisfail on the weekend, Lee. Yeah,
wasn't it? What? And the racing a good four. If it rains somewhere, it'll always find its way to Innisfail. So they did well to get a good four there on the weekend. But race 1, the Help and Partners Accountant Innisfail Network Rentals Benchmark 65 Handicap over 900 went the way of Sylvester for Charlie de Villa and ridden by her husband, Wanderson de Villa. I'm not sure if it was Wandai's first meeting back. I think he rode the week before, but yeah, it's great to see him back in the winner's circle. Race 2 on the card, the Goodyear Auto Care Innisfail Cutest Maiden Plate over 1100 went the way of Artie at Marty for Lily McCormick and Miss Bonnie Thompson. And this horse has been trying to break his maiden for a long time, and congratulations, Liliana. I know you would have been cheering and been over the moon. This horse actually won a race for you, and hopefully can go on with the job and win a couple more. Race 3 on the card, the Hogan and Associates CPA Class B Handicap over 1200 went the way of Red De Niro for Athel Ryan and Scotty Sheargold. Athel's fine with these horses of late. I don't personally know Athel, but Jesus Christ, he's doing a good job. Keep it up, Athel. Race 4, the Hurry Partners Accountant Country Stampede Qualifier Johnson River Open Handicap over 1200 went the way of Tambo's Heart, Janelle Ryan and Rachel Shred. Great to see Janelle win a heat one of these races to get into it. And with the stable apprentice Rachel Shred in the stable, I'm sure they were very, very excited as the horse went across the line. Race 5 on the card, the Lions Den Hotel Trainers Cup Benchmark 60 over 1500 went the way of Sunny Sailor for Renee Schultz and ridden by Scott Sheargold. Race 6 on the card, the Country Cups Challenge Qualifier Brothers Leagues Club Innisfail Cup Open Quality Handicap over 2000 went the way of Maquira. I'm not sure if that's pronounced right or not, but that went the way of Charlie de Villa and ridden by apprentice Kate Southam. So I think that'd be Kate's first Country Cup winner since coming from Western Australia over to Queensland. So congratulations, Kate. Keep it up. You're riding sensational, and hopefully some more rides will come out of that win on the weekend.
Thanks very much for that, Lee. And yes, congratulations to Kate. Onwards and upwards for sure. And Lee, our second to last meeting that we're going to be looking at now is at the Charters Towers Amateurs, which hosted their annual race day. Unfortunately, the upside, we had a huge 6-meeting card across Saturday. One of the downsides is that can really put some pressure on our jockey ranks, and that was reflected in some of the field sizes. But nonetheless, we had great racing, and what were the results in Charters Towers?
Yeah, mate, it is a shame, but they went around. Geez, there was some big margins between them. But, yeah, the races definitely went ahead and everything earned a check except for the one that ran last, unfortunately, but we'll get stuck into it. The Minjar Gold Cutest Maiden Plate over 1,000 went the way of Arrogant Heart for Ken Maguire and ridden by Pietro Romeo. Race 2 on the card, the Hammer & Co Class B Handicap over 1,000 went the way of Malongal Drifter for Benny Williams and Trinity Bannon. Race 3 on the card, the Titley's Department Store Benchmark 55 handicap over 1200 went the way of Craig Lee Altona, Tanya Parry, and Katarina Aho. Congratulations, Caddy. Good to see you back in the saddle riding the winner after your little mishap out at Claremont. Race 4 on the card, which brought up 5 winners for the weekend for Tanya, which was a great effort just in itself. The Charters Towers Amateur Cup Open Handicap over 1400, and that went the way of Charlie Cat for Tanya Parry and Trinity Bannon. The last race on the card, the Enterprise Hotel Toyota Benchmark 60 Handicap over 1800. That went the way of Sizzling Sun for Rick Nelson and Nari Nelson. Congratulations on that win, you guys. You've been doing plenty of miles lately, so I'm sure you've enjoyed a nice cold beverage after that. And that rounded out Charters Towers, guys.
Thanks very much for that, Lee, and great to see the hard work and those long miles being rewarded. And Tanya Parry, special mention, 5 winners across Saturday. No mean feat at all. Congratulations to Tanya. And our last meeting on Saturday, Lee, was the huge meeting at Blackall. Fantastic racing there.
Yeah, mate, it was. They had great fields and supported by a good book of jockeys there as well. It was really good to see them get rewarded in that essence. I'm sure the crowd out there were tickled pink with the racing, but we'll get stuck into it. And the first race on the card, the cutest Class 1 handicap, 1050. What a name for a horse. Purple Trumpet, Rodney Little, Emma Bell. How good. Congratulations, guys. I love its name. Race 2 on the card, the Forest Park Santa Gratuitous Maiden Plate went the way of Portobello for Mark Oates and Miss Tessa Townsend. Congratulations. Race 3 on the card, the Lambert Stud Country Stampede Qualifier Open Handicap over 1050. Wowee, what an improvement this horse. He's come on in leaps and bounds. I didn't think he'd do this sort of open handicap field. Murion for Bevan Johnson, Malay Castle. Like I said, wowee, this horse, he might have just stamped himself as a real contender in that race. So keep an eye on him, guys. Race 4 on the card, Dennis O'Brien, Class 4 plate over 1200. That went the way of Best Guess for Bevan Johnson and Malay Castle again. They're on fire, these ones. I'm sure you're going to see plenty more of this combination out there. Race 5 on the card. The Swan Hill Cattle Code Class 3 plate over 1400 went the way of Pirelli for Craig Smith and Dan McGilvray. Wouldn't be right if we didn't announce Craig Smith and Dan McGilvray in the winners list for the weekend, that's for sure. And race 6 on the card, the Country Cups Challenge Qualifier Strathmore Blackall Cup Open Plate over 1400 went the way of Splits for Matty Croppen and Matt Gray. What a win this. He is a serious horse, this horse, and we'll touch a little bit more on this later, as I believe he's picked up the ride of the week, guys.
Fantastic, absolutely. And if you haven't watched the replay yet of Splits up against Fabs and that quality field, please go to our Facebook page and have a look. It's quality racing. Congratulations to Murian as well. That was a huge win. And that wraps up our massive weekend of racing across 6 venues. We're off to our first break, and on the other side, we're coming back with champion jockey David Rewald.
On the Bit is proudly supported by Manuplex, creating a more productive future for Australian mining.
Welcome back, viewers, for our Tuesday night edition of On the Bit TV. On our guest tonight, we have a very special guest, a true gentleman, a fabulous jockey, and our trainer. Please make welcome to the show, David Rewald. Welcome, David.
Thank you for having me on the show.
It's our pleasure. You're a very popular man, and it's absolutely a privilege to have you on the show. And Dave, for those who don't know you, racing's been in your genes for a long time. Can you give us, our viewers, a bit of a rundown of how you got into racing and how it all kicked off for you?
I think I had about 76, I think I had my first ride. Back in them days, I got the first 2 meetings. The first meeting I rode, it was a Theodore as an amateur, and then I rode at Taroom as an amateur. And then after that, I had an apprenticeship with my father. It was a 6-year apprenticeship in them days. It was a long apprenticeship. And we got into racing. My dad always had horses. We always had horses, and he bought a couple of tried horses. And yeah, we sort of started from there, actually.
Nice, that's fantastic. And then obviously you had the grounding at home, and then flew the nest. And how did your career progress after you left the apprenticeship?
Well, I mainly rode around Taroom, actually. I stayed in Taroom, actually, until I moved out to Blackall about 2007. I moved to Blackall. Mainly around the Taroom. I used to go to Rocky. We used to ride Rocky a lot. There was a lot of country meetings around that area at that stage. Places like Theodore, Warren. A little place called Camboon, he used to race. Mono and Ben Gill, they raced a lot. Another place up that way was Ridgelands. Yeah, a lot of them places don't race anymore, but it's always. There was a circuit in that area actually, and they raced pretty. The circuit was, you sort of race once a week, and it was pretty good, but yeah, it's sort of eventually changed.
Oh, it's fantastic. And, you started in 76, so that's coming up to almost 44, 45 years as a jockey. Extraordinary career and a remarkable achievement, something that you must be very proud of. What are some of your biggest wins or most memorable achievements on the racetrack?
Well, I rode the winner of the Birdsville Cup in 2008 for Charlie Brown, a horse called Evading. The horse was Dennis O'Brien, who's sadly passed away just recently, actually. I rode a lot of good country bush horses. Won a lot of cup races in the bush. I've had some great success. Been associated with some really great trainers over the years. We had long-term relationships. Rode for a lot of fellas I've been associated with. I rode for a very long time.
Oh, absolutely. And you've obviously achieved many great things in racing. And one thing you have done is you've won a lot of respect from your fellow riders and trainers. And it must be really pleasing to also see, participants like Charlie Prow that you mentioned, or Keith Ballard and Ken Wallers and others who've all been inducted into the Country Racing Hall of Fame with the On the Bit Racing Queensland Gala Awards night.
Yeah, that's right. That's a pretty great night, that actually. It's good to see that people get inducted in those sort of things. It is.
Yeah, 100%, mate. With summer coming up out there, it gets very hot out in those western areas. Do you just normally just take a break, or are you going to send any horses anywhere else to race over the coast, or you just look forward to having that break for the couple of months?
We're not. The last meeting out here is in November at Barkey. The horses need a spell, like they race. We start our first meeting. We knock off from November. We don't start up again until about this first Saturday in March. The horses need a bit of a break in between, so most of my horses will be going for a spell. I'm starting to wind some of them down now, so I think there's only about 5 meetings left out here, so I'll go away for a couple of weeks. You can't because you got to start working again about January.
That's it. Yeah, you don't get too long off, do you? Hopefully, we see you down in Brisbane.
Yeah.
And how many got in work, Dave?
Well, I've got 10 at the moment. I did have up to 16, but I'm just starting to wind them down. And spell some of the better ones and try and replace some of the slower ones. Fantastic.
And viewers, an extraordinary career of David Rewald, and I'm sure there's certainly a couple of unwritten chapters in front of him yet. We're going to take a break. And on the other side, we've got 60 seconds in the bush thanks to Go-To Park with David Rewald.
1-800-4-PLUMBER. Yes, we do it all. 1-800-4-PLUMBER. Plumber to your door. Bathroom, kitchens, renovations, roof repairs and installations with clear communications. Plumber to your door. 24/7 we'll be right there. Emergency service or repair. For water and gas we do it all. Just call for plumber to your door. 1-800
Welcome back, our on the bit viewers, for our Tuesday night edition. It's now time for 60 seconds in the bush, thanks to Go2 Park.
It's time for 60 seconds in the bush, thanks to Go2 Park, for all your training, breeze up, sales prep and spelling needs.
David, are you ready, sir?
Yes, I'm ready.
Here we go. Question number 1. Your first winner.
Horse course Bet Real.
Your biggest influence on your racing career.
Oh, my family.
Most embarrassing song on your playlist.
Well, I'm not really into music, so I can't answer that one.
If you're stuck on a deserted island, which 2 people do you want to be stuck on there with?
Oh, no, Pretty Woman. There's in Pretty Woman. I can't think of her name at the moment.
Julia Roberts? Julia Roberts, yeah.
Yeah, Julia Roberts, yeah. And, I don't know. One would be enough.
Might have been.
There you go. Your favourite track?
Taroom.
Favourite horse?
Stormbreaker.
Your nickname?
Turks.
Celebrity crush, if you've got one.
Yeah.
And you're down to your last $10. Where would you go and what would you have it on?
I'd probably back the Melbourne Storm on the weekend.
They look, they're going to be turvy tough to beat. Dave, thank you very much. That was 60 seconds in the bush, thanks to Go2 Park. David, you're an absolute legend of the Queensland country racing circuit. We follow you with great interest on the bit TV and all of our stuff that we do here. Thank you very much for coming on the show. We know how busy you are, and all the very best for the weekend and in the future.
Right, thank you very much. Thanks for having me on the show. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Dave. Pleasure.
Thank you.
David Rewald there, everybody. Absolute legend. Needs no introduction, and a privilege to have him on the show. Now it is time for Pumpers Ride of the Week.
Trolley, but Might and Pair has bolted in with the Caulfield Cup. He wins by 8 lengths. Dorema's second. Good go for third. Catalan opening will mark him. They're followed by Istadad.
Well, here we are again, team, for the Pumper Ride of the Week. Seen another great ride on Saturday in the Blackall Country Cup Challenge. Yes, they tell me you're off to Brisbane. Matthew Gray on a beauty splits. What a ride. Difficult alley, got across, put it in the peach spot. Travelled nice in the run and ended up far, far too good. Plenty of money for it too, they tell me. That's the Pumper Ride of the Week, and clickety-clack, yes, we'll be back.
Lee, we've just watched Pumpers Ride of the Week. A great ride there from Matt Gray aboard Splits from Barrier 9. What did you think of the ride?
Yeah, mate, geez, he's turning back the clock, Matty Gray. I think you need some more rides around that provincial area too, mate. You're riding sensational. It's great to see. I'm sure your family's cheering you on. But yeah, no, it was a pearl of a ride. And yeah, you're in the running now, mate. So hopefully you're there with bells on and you're taking the award home.
Exactly. Onwards and upwards for Matt Gray and Splits. Congratulations to all involved. And Matt now goes into the running for Pumpers' big annual award, the Ride of the Year, Jim Cassidy Ride of the Year Award, which gets announced at our Queensland On the Bit Racing Australia Gala and Awards night on February the 5th in Emerald. That wraps up a huge show for us again tonight. Lee, another big weekend of racing once again. We've just knocked over 6 meetings last week, and we've got to dust our softs off pretty quick because we've got another 5 coming at us. In fact, another 6 coming at us this week at Charleville, Gladstone, Goondiwindi, Gympie, Icefold and Richmond. So there's no rest for the wicked here, sir.
No, there's definitely not, mate. Hopefully, I think they're going to be in the same problem that we had last weekend with jockeys at certain tracks. It's going to be unfortunate, but the show will go on. And what a weekend it is of racing too. Cox Plate, this and that. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of girls out with their frocks on and the lovely fascinators and whatnot. And there'll be plenty of boys out there playing up as well. So good luck to everyone. And yeah, hopefully you get a few winners and hopefully a few get lucky.
Absolutely. And make sure that you're tuning in, viewers, to our Friday night edition of On the Bit TV, where our expert form panel goes through each of the racing, each of the venues in great detail. And their form over the last few weeks has been outstanding. And I'm sure they will be tipping us into another bucket load of winners this weekend. So that brings us to the conclusion of our show. To all of our sponsors, Manuplex, Vac Truck Industries, Horan and Bird, Aries Racing, Charlie DeVilla Racing, Plumber to your door. We can't do what we in supporting Country Queensland Racing without the support of our great sponsors. So thank you very much for supporting the On The Bit Racing Australian team. I'm Gavin Morris. Can't wait to see you all on Friday night. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you then.
If you would like to advertise your business or training operation, contact the team at On The Bit today. On The Bit, racing towards a brighter future for Queensland country racing.